Welcome to the 2023 Heart of America Athletic Conference Baseball Media Day. I'm your host, Stephen Davis. Right now, we're joined by the defending Heart Baseball Conference Tournament champions from Central Methodist University. We have head baseball coach Nate Breland and the 2022 Heart Player of the Year, Robbie Merced. Coach Breland and Robbie, how are you guys today?
Doing great, thank you.
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Good to have both of you on with us. Coach, we'll start with you. Introduce us to Robbie and tell us what he means to your program and the kind of impact he's had.
Much like anybody would say, we're fortunate to have Robbie, not only from a talent standpoint, but, as a mentor for our team and an ambassador for CMU. He's an elite kid on and off the field. He's one of those true zero issue kids in a program. It's a bonus to have the talent level that he has. But Robbie's a big piece of the puzzle. And I think this year Robbie's branched out to, taking on more of a mentor role and a more of a leading by example. Where last year, he came in and was trying to get a feel for the NAI and trying to get a feel for the program. He did some great things, but I think he's helping us much more than just on the field this year.
Robbie, let's flip over to you. Where are you from? What's your hometown? And what are you majoring in school?
Yeah, so I'm actually from here in Missouri, native of Springfield, Missouri, and then hopefully graduating this spring with the master's in criminal justice. So
awesome. Good luck with that and getting the degree completed. Last year, you were the Heart Player of the Year. What did it mean to you, as Coach mentioned, you're adjusting to the NAIA level? What did it mean to be selected as Heart Player of the Year at the end of the season?
It was awesome. I really didn't know what to expect going in, like you said. So really just went in and just tried to play my hardest every game. Fortunately, was able to get that. I think it was a huge honor, something I'll never forget. So it was awesome.
What are some career aspirations you have? Are you going to try to keep maybe playing professional baseball after the college run ends?
Absolutely. That's always been my goal. So that'll come when it comes, if it comes. But right now we're just trying to make it to Lewiston. So
take us through your baseball journey, Robbie. Any memories of when you first started playing and finally ended up at CMU?
Yeah, so I've kind of been everywhere. Started out at Missouri State, then ended up going JUCO, Fort Scott Community College over in Kansas, and then eventually over to Nashville with Lipscomb, and then finally here. So it's been a long ride, but I love this place. It's close to home. You can't really get much better than this. This town means so much to me now, just from being here last year and being able to do it again this year, my last year in school. So I'm super excited for what the road holds. But
Coach, let's flip over to you. Robbie talked about maybe trying professional baseball when the time comes. Can you give us an update on some former Eagles that are off playing pro ball right now?
Yeah. We still have several guys playing MLBI independent ball that will be checking in the summer. Nick Merkel, my number one from last year, reports here in, I believe 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the 26th, he reports down to Arizona with the Brewers. I still have Sergio Macias, who's playing professionally in Mexico, and he's with the big league club down there. So those guys are doing great. We're trying to follow them. We're trying to talk to them, but there's a difference here in what we consider being busy for those guys now. But we still have several guys playing indie ball as well.
Very cool. All right, Coach, after many years of preparation, your baseball field and stadium got a huge renovation. You're playing on some brand new turf now. How exciting is it for you and the staff and team for the new field?
Well, that question, we've been asked that question a lot just over the last, 2.5 weeks since we got back. And what I tell people is, we've had 16 practices and 12 of them have been on Estes Field, which I've been coaching now for 10 years. And that's 12 times more than we've ever been on that field in January. So I think that right there explains it all. We've been able to inter squad. We've been able to, work on some things that you just can't work on the football field or indoors. So does it make us more ready? I don't know. This is year one. Do I feel a little better checking some boxes on the checklist for game ready? Yes. So we'll see. We're going to strap it on with UCM tomorrow for a doubleheader, and it'll give us an idea of what we need to do with 1 week left.
Coach, it was another stellar year for your program last year. Hart Conference title. You go to the national tournament. What are you hoping your team takes with them from last year into this year in 2023?
We do return some key pieces. A lot of the pieces to this team is new. I hope we take away from last year that we just weren't tough enough, the lack of maturity. And those are the things we've really stressed to them since we got back is, hey, we need to start maturing, not only as a player, but as men. And we just need to get tougher. And, talent will win a lot of games. And I think you can see that. But a team that was very weak internally, 2-Q at the opening round. And, I think it really exposed us from a mental weakness last year. And that's what we're hoping to grow on this year. And I think we have. I love this group. I think this group made it a focus. I think they sat all summer with that feeling in their stomach. And we brought in the boys from Lyon who went through the same thing at the Shreveport opening round. So we have a group here that has felt the failure and knows what it feels like to come home, on the short end. So I'm hoping that's a little bit of internal drive that we won't have to touch base on.
Coach, you mentioned some guys back from last year. Who are some of those names, both on the mound and at the plate for you?
Yeah, we returned our number 2 from last year, Sebastian Escobar. He'll be a junior for us this year. He's a big time arm. He's developed a lot. Last year, he was what you would consider a true freshman on the field, even though he was a sophomore on the field. It was his first college experience, and won a lot of games. I think he was 10-1 for us last year and did really well. We returned him. We have an all new pitching staff besides him. But I returned Robbie at short and Bobby Nichols, who, stole well over 50 bases last year and finished second in the NAI in stolen bases, hits leadoff for me. We returned some good depth. I have Sears back as a DH. And some of the guys that made impacts last year will help in some key roles and be fighting for spots this year.
You mentioned the newcomers. Who are some exciting ones that have caught your eye in these first few practices of the spring?
Oh, we've got a great mix of good arms coming in. Between JUCO kids and our Lyon guys. We're excited about the 2 pitchers from Lyon with Alan West, who was an All-American last year at Lyon, and Burke, who was the freshman of the year in the AMC last year on the mound. And on top of that, we had some big stellar JUCO arms with Josh Tucker out of Spokane and Randy Pritchard out of Jackson and Billow out of Jackson and, Fred out of East Central. We've added some really big arms, and Alex Riddle to close games out from Henry Ford. And position wise, we could have 3 or 4 Lyon guys starting in this lineup from behind the plate to the outfield. And, we went JUCO on the corners at first and third. So, there's going to be a new look, but I think, Robbie would tell you that although it's new and it's a different look, we seem to be breathing the same way and understanding what we need to do to get there.
All right, Robbie, let's ask you that question then. Now that you've seen some of these new guys, gotten to know them a little bit, and you've been through the grind of the Hart and the postseason going to the national tournament, is this the kind of group that can have a kind of repeat performance, maybe even take another step for you guys?
I definitely think so. I think we added some good pieces. We definitely have, in my opinion, more pieces than last year on both ends in the pitching and hitting side. So I think just by that, we're going to give ourselves a better chance than last year. But, we still have to go out there and do it. So I'm excited to do that.
How excited are you to finally get going? I know it's been a long time since last season ended. Can that first game get here fast enough for you?
No, we've been counting down the days for tomorrow. So.
Sounds good. Robbie, Coach Breland, thanks for joining us today. Best of luck here in 2023.
Hey, thank you, sir. We appreciate your time and coverage.